what are some things that you guys feel you can do in races to improve your results? Like, I guess the process of racing is very different to playing the game in general. An example like that comes to my mind immediately is skipping certain content in the game. So what do you feel like, is one solid tip you could give to newer players looking to race, Ariok?
Watch streams. I think that's a good start.
I think that's
I
actually...
think Noogie streams this race, I'm guessing.
He does.
So I think the easiest way would be to watch what he does and then try to do the same thing, for example. Because I think there are a lot of racers who have this general core idea down, so it doesn't really matter who you watch because they all basically know what to do. So you'd watch the stream, you'd kind of maybe write down on a piece of paper what's going on, what do I have to do, and then you try to make your character and then try to replicate that as a practice run, for example.
Yep. I think that's actually a really, really solid tip because I've only more recently gotten into racing, and a lot of the stuff I've learned from racing has been exactly by doing that, watching people, streaming, or there's even some good videos on YouTube of people who have, recorded their entire race or a race practice session or things like that. And, it's showing the process because there's so many things like that you can just pick up, just even how you move between the quests and, how you kill mobs and things like that you can pick up just by watching someone. So I think that's a really good tip. Did you have anything else to add to that, Morse?
Well, it's pretty tough to top that one because I think that's the best one. But I want to like add a specific element to what Ariok said. If you watch a stream, at least for me, what I think is very helpful is always information. So you see that. Now, again, you want to make sure you're watching a solo versus a party because the times will be different. But let's say you watch a solo and you see that Noogie kills Mervale at 34 minutes, whatever the time is. So you say to yourself, okay, Noogie's an extremely good racer. I'm not gonna kill Mervale in 34 minutes. But you say to yourself, well, my goal is to kill Mervale in 40 minutes. And you set aside 2 times a week, you're going to make a level 1 character, self-found, man mode, just like a race, and you try to kill Mervale in 40 minutes. Now, if you can do that, and it doesn't have to be Mervale, say 40 minutes is too much time. It's just to Brutus, which is roughly 19 to 23 minutes, depending on how well you're doing. Whatever the time is that your goal is, you just practice to that goal. And I really think people would be surprised how much just, say, 2, even 3 practices would make a difference in their overall race. They'll be very comfortable killing Brutus, which is, is a tough boss to kill because your gear is kind of bad. So these little things, these race time splits, as I always call them, if you can figure out what your split is you're shooting for and you practice for that, you will see a noticeable difference in your race. So like if you're, 412th in the last race and you practice twice killing Mervale at 40 minutes, and maybe 40 is too fast, 45, I don't know, you will absolutely go up in rank and you'd be stunned how quickly you'd improve just by having that goal. And you know what? Even if you die doing it, that's okay because everything you did up to the point when you died is information for next time that you can use. So, at least for me, that practice is what's very important.
Even the death itself, I think, is a really good learning lesson. I've played, a few race practices where I've died to a certain thing and realised that, I needed a little bit more health at that point, or I need to really make sure I have a town portal scroll or a resistance ring at that point in the game. So there's a lot you can pick up from that. I think that's an excellent tip, man.
Well, absolutely. I've died to Kaduku trying to click a chest because that is my bad thing. Is I need to click the chest. There could be an alchemy in there, and I want to alchem all. Well, I've died to that twice in practices, and I just made I cannot screw around by Kaduku, and that's it's just you won't learn that until you die and you get really mad at yourself. So you're right. The deaths can sometimes be the most valuable lesson.
And I think it's important to note things like, for example, how much HP would you need to survive a smash from Baal, for example. That's also pretty useful information to have. Like, how much HP do you need to survive a smash from Brutus? So maybe that's a goal you might want to reach as well before you even go do Brutus, because you don't want to get one-shotted by a smash. So you also need to know the numbers of how much will this hit me for and how much will that hit me for.
Right, so it's a very good point. Tonight on when I was doing Vol and a group of people who I don't race with, Vol smashed my Ranger and I didn't move, and they all were like, "Oh my God!" But I had 600 health, and I knew that he would hit me for roughly 500 damage, and he hit me for 480. Now they said, "Well, if he crit you, he'd kill you." Well, I've done Vol, so I normally kill Vol for my group. I've killed him like 30 times. I am not concerned. I know exactly what's going on, and that's the only type of thing you can get to if you've had the reps. You know exactly what's going on. You know, oh, okay, I've reached 600 hit points. It won't kill me. It'll hurt me, but it won't kill me. So I don't need to panic whatever's going on.